Rapsodianos y rapsodianas de pro, bienvenidos a Rapsoda Lúdico, vuestro canal favorito de juegos de mesa en solitario. Hoy con una cita muy especial. Hoy estamos muy contentos porque tenemos con nosotros, sí amigos, ni más ni menos que al autor, al creador, al responsable del Machina Arcana. ¿Qué os voy a contar? Mira. Mira dónde está el Machina Arcana, ¿eh? Ya sabéis que el Machina Arcana, es uno de mis juegos favoritos, es uno de mis Dungeon Crawler favoritos y hemos contactado ambos dos, el autor y un servidor, y la verdad es que, bueno, pues que os voy a contar. Majísimo, ha decidido pasarse por mi casa, yo estoy más que encantado y vamos a ver cómo hacemos esto del idioma porque nos vamos a intentar comunicar en inglés, español, inglés, pero ya veréis que Yuray es muy majo y habla hasta un poquito de español, Así que como le tengo ahí esperando, le voy a dar paso y vamos a conocer secretos del Machina Arcana y secretos de Vivarium, que lo tenemos listo. Así que, hello, welcome to my house.
Hi, Raul. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to finally see and speak with you.
Pues I'm happy again and again. Very happy. Okay. Go to the first question, okay, and feel free to talk about the game, the expansion. I'll try to get the conversation in English, okay?
Okay, fine.
Tell me.
Although, you know what? I think it maybe makes sense that we try to speak in Spanish. Let's try to see how it goes. Okay.
Sí, en español. Do you know?
En español, yeah. Why not?
Okay, why not? Okay, let's go.
So, Vivarium es tanto una expansión como una evolución. No reinventa Machina Arcana, pero toma todo lo que hemos construido hasta ahora a lo largo de 3 ediciones y lo profundiza. Mecánicamente es completamente compatible con todo el contenido anterior. Temáticamente empuja los límites del trasfondo del mundo. Es donde la historia, la estrategia y la inmersión se entrelazan aún más intensamente. Para los jugadores veteranos es una nueva frontera. Para los recién llegados es un punto de entrada refinado hacia la oscuridad.
Awesome, amazing. Your Spanish is perfect, and the definition of the expansion is marvelous. No problem. Thank you for your words. But the people who don't know you, la gente que no te conozca todavía, the people how born, ¿no? ¿Cómo nace Machina Arcana, the project?
Well, first of all, just to give you my background a little bit. So I'm a computer scientist and I've been programming since, I was 6 years old. So I'm from the beginning of my life, always
6 years old.
Yeah, from the Commodore 64 with my dad, we started doing some basic programs. I mean, literally basic programs, and that journey, in a way, established my life and gave me a direction and a very clear vision to go into that IT space.
Okay, the project born with your dad.
Well, when I was a kid, no, I was just talking about when I was a small child. So that was my beginning as something that gave my not my meaning, but gave my background into what I did. Because
okay.
For my career, I was and I am still in a way a computer scientist. So I was just going from the beginning of that.
But this project is your first project, a professional project, or
yes,
yeah?
Yes, it is. There were a couple of small projects that I did, but just for myself and my team of players, and it wasn't as even complex as Machina Arcana. So yeah, Machina Arcana is a real professional project that I did.
Are you a board game player always?
Well, no need. Yeah, okay.
Dime.
So a board game, I was always a player. In my beginnings, I was more like a video game player. And then I was a card game player, more specifically Magic the Gathering player. And then at last, the board game player. So there's a very clear evolution from the video game, from the card game, from the board game.
Okay. What kind of board game do you play?
There is one board game that really changed the way how I saw the board games, and that is the Arkham Horror, the second edition. So that game really said, like, opened my eyes and say, like, the game can be like that. It's like a video game on the table. And with that game, I started really to go into trying to create that kind of a journey and that kind of experience on the table with my own ideas.
Okay. Okay. The Arkham Horror LGC, the Living Card Game.
No, the second edition.
The second edition. Okay.
Yeah. That was much before the card game. Yeah.
And it's possible, do you think I need a board game with like a dungeon crawler in this world, the Lovecraft world, and this is the semilla, la semilla de Machina Arcana. This is the origin.
Yeah, the inspiration. The Arkham Horror second edition is the inspiration for Machina Arcana.
Si creía que había un vacío o necesitaba un dungeon crawler para este mundo que le hiciera justicia.
Well, that's a good question. And, I always wanted to have some kind of a experience of a board game where you feel like you're there in the map tiles. The figures are there with you as explorers, with monsters. You explore, you get gear. Yeah. And that journey, that story-driven tactical game was something that I didn't saw and something that I wanted to play. So in a way, I created the game because I wanted to play it.
Yeah.
Just a game from.
I asked you this question because I love Machina Arcana. For me, is the one of the top of the dungeon crawler, because for a reason with the mix of the simplicity in the mechanica, huh?
Mm-hmm.
and the narrative game, no, the lore in the narrative is the perfect mix. No, it's complex about the rules, but the ambientación, no, the lore is perfect, no. Por eso me gusta tanto.
Thank you for saying that. You humbled me with positive feedback. And the first game, that is Machina Arcana, is really what I wanted to do in order to bring to the table to other people that same kind of, but just one also feedback regarding that. So I didn't want to just create a game per se. I wanted to have some kind of a puzzle box. So the idea is that I really wanted to have is how you improve, how you unravel the layers of the game, the more you are playing it. And this is something that I also experienced with Arkham Horror. Like, there were a couple of sessions, but then when I went deeper into it, went and get some kind of probability tables, look at some guides, and then the game even became even more interesting to me, because once I discovered the depth of it, it gave me even more freedom to explore. And
it's perfect. The game is perfect for this, because now talk about the game in exactly, but the one title aleatory, no, the one title aleatory is a one new game every game, no? Every I play a new game for the new title, for the explore. La verdad es que está muy bien diseñado, ¿no? Está muy bien diseñado el juego en ese sentido, y tienes esa libertad, the freedom of the like a sandbox, más o menos, more or less. Like a sandbox is my favorite mechanical, no? Okay, another question. Okay, the lore is Lovecraft. It's evident, no? But the steampunk, how born, no? How is the origin, the steampunk with the Lovecraft, the mix, no?
There is a mix between some kind of a horror and between some kind of a older aesthetic, some kind of that Victorian noir aesthetic that really resonated with me, because I wanted to create and to place the game in some kind of a time period. And in order to be a little bit more romantic, I've chosen to use that kind of a Victorian steampunk aesthetic because it opens up a lot of interesting gadgets. And today we have a lot of electronics and a lot of gadgets and these kinds of modern equipment. And so that's all fine and great. But if you try to make them more magical, then I think going a little bit more back in time and then infusing those gadgets with magic, that it works much better aesthetically and thematically.
Yeah. The aesthetic of the game is awesome. The design of the guns, the clothes, the accessories is marvelous, and like the do you play these accessories in the game is very very nice too, for the connection with the car, with another car. It's a Georgius, no? Georgius?
Gorgeous. Yes, it is. Yeah. And I, of course, need to thank Alexandra, my wife, my muse, the art director.
I want to talk about Alexandra because I know this is the artist behind this marvelous. All right.
Yeah. We have a lot of artists that we work with in the past, currently, and hopefully even in the future. Different artists, each one of them brings their own essence, their own magic into the project. So we're really thankful for that contribution. But also the art direction from Alexandra is what brings all of that together into a seamless and coherent package. Because if everybody would do their own thing, maybe there would be some discrepancies and compatibility issues. But with Alexandra, everything is seamlessly blended together.
Okay. Let me show the people. This is the web, no? For the people don't know this game. Que no sé a qué están esperando, porque ahí lo tenéis, y el arte es una maravilla y lo poco que ocupa en mesa, ¿no? This is a game with a speed setup, and don't only you need to put the cards to the title and you can play, no?
Oh yeah. That's the idea. A very, very fast setup. Well, also, for a fast setup, you need to, after a game, have some kind of a teardown phase that can be a little bit longer than the setup. Yeah. But if the teardown is done properly, the setup can be done in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, but and during of the time of the one play, if you want, don't no more 30 minutes.
You mean
for one title?
30 minutes for what?
for one tile, to play one tile, only one tile. The explorer and the tile run.
Yeah. I mean, even less than 30 minutes if we're talking about the setup. And I mean,
no. The setup is a minute. It's a minute, but during the game, the time of the play is if you want only one tile. If you want play only one tile, about
I get
50 minutes. Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. And it really depends. I've seen some plays where, one tile can be just, you can sprint to another tile because you might want to scroll the map tiles. That's another very neat functionality, a feature. So you can remove the monsters from the tiles that you're removing. So you can just...
The sensation when you finish one tile and you decide to explore beyond, it's marvelous that the other monster the other monster behind you is perfect. When you play one tile, te quedas con ganas. You want more play, another tile and another tile. Is the sensation is there. I can any question, another question. A ver cómo voy a quitar esto de aquí.
And you're great. I mean, you said your English was some kind of problematic. I mean, it's perfect.
No, I'm very shuffling. I'm shuffling. Okay, one more that I love the game is the narrative over the mechanic. I'll try to example in the event card, the area with the narrative is more than the mechanic. And the mechanic is a 2-line. O sea, necesito felicitarte por ello, porque normally the card game, the mechanic ocupa, ¿no? Take all the area, but the lore is 2 lines. But in your game is
other way around. Yeah.
O sea, eso hace que te metas más todavía en la historia, ¿no? Felicidades.
And it's optional, and that's also what I want. And the whole idea of the game is to have one game that you can play over and over again, and not just over and over again, but in a different ways. You can play it much more peacefully. You can try to go as fast as possible, or you can try to immerse yourself in every story and lore elements. So you can, if you want, read all the texts. As you've said correctly, event cards.
No, I prefer this narrative. The narrative is necessary because the only player is mechanic, move there, poop there. No. I need in this kind of game immersive with the history, with the ambient, with the... So it's perfect because normally it's al revés.
Other way around. Yeah.
Entonces es perfecto porque I prefer to read the immersion and after, okay, I put to token, whatever. ¿No? Entonces, yo creo que ese es un punto muy a favor, ¿no? Te quería preguntar otra cosa. Another question. The new rules. The game. How many editions have the core?
So the first edition was made as my first game more than 12, 13 years ago, and it was a very old time behind. And so that's the first edition. Then we had the second edition more than a couple of years after that. And the latest published is a third edition. Also,
okay.
So that's where we stand. So currently we have 3 editions so far. So now the one version, the edition that we are working right now, can I call it even a 4th edition? In a way, yes. There's not going to be any changes to the actual components.
Okay, this is the question now. I follow in your channel YouTube, and I can see the rule is changed for the community or for your testing. The new rules, okay,
it's very both. It's based on the so many feedback that I received over the years, so many testing that I've done on the game itself, and you know, as I wanted to create a game that's accessible to as wider audience as possible, and that's also what I said before about how you can play the game. You can skip all the lore if you're not into it, or you can go all in with lore. So in the same way, I want to give options. So let's say somebody wants a very short game, and a lot of people are like that, because today it's not very easy to reserve like 3 hours for a game, especially with your friends. And that's why with the new rules, I wanted to improve that kind of that immersion and cooperation with players that they have on the session. So the rules are made to create the game to be much more accessible and enjoyable for a cooperative mode.
Yeah, but the idea to put only the middle of the deck, the guns, the cloth, the accessory, is the idea is you or the community?
That was mine, to shuffle the decks when you halve them before adding new ones. Well, most of those ideas are of course mine, but you know, I listen to feedback, and then when somebody says something, okay, so maybe they would want to have when the item level increases, maybe they want to have a better item. So how to do that? Then from the engineering standpoint, I try to come up with solutions to implement that in the game.
Okay, it's a good idea, because pasaba mucho tiempo, pasa a lot of time if you can better your gun, or you can better your items, because the deck are too fat, no?
yeah. So those ideas were, I remember posting a comment about that, some kind of a variant, years and years ago. But now I've decided to upgrade and to just put those ideas into the core game, into the rules. And that's something also regarding the updated action spaces. And before, you know, I'm mostly a one-man team, so I need to do everything regarding the project on my own, with Alexandra, of course, and with artists that work for us. Okay. And in the previous editions, the biggest concern was creating a seamless, perfect system, like a computer code game system, that everything works perfectly. And it took a lot of time to get to the point where we are now. But now, once that is done, I would say even perfected, then I had a chance to revisit the action spaces, like, because I didn't touch that from the first edition. It was the same, because I had a much more pressing things to do. Okay. And so that's the reason also it gave me.
But the new rules now is in the new core secure.
You mean secure, like finalized and everything?
No, the new rules is now in the third edition is the new rules, not the old rules.
You mean like the third edition is already published, you know, and now we have new rules with updated action spaces and those decks, you know, not much, but they will be in the core game of the fourth edition, not the third.
In this game found.
Yes, with the current game found, that's what the people can expect to see those rules.
Now is the time of Vivarium. before why in the other edition don't the minis, the miniaturas, why standees?
Well, standees are always a perfect option for me as somebody who has not got before experience with miniatures and the complexity of the project. You know, as I'm doing all this, it's a lot of complexity, and my biggest always concern is always delivering what was promised and introducing new complexity.
More for the first project. It's crazy for the no. This is a big project. Do you expect the answer of the community with your first Kickstarter?
Do I expect what kind of an answer from first Kickstarter?
Espera.
Yeah.
Me refiero que es normal que no tuviera las miniaturas, tradúcele al compañero esto, es normal que no tuviera las miniaturas porque además era un primer proyecto y si te esperabas una respuesta de la comunidad tan grande siendo el primer proyecto, ¿no? Que es un proyecto ya de por sí muy grande y ambicioso. Tradúceselo.
Sure. I'll let him know that it makes sense he didn't have the miniatures, especially since it was his first project, and ask if he expected such a big response from the community, considering it was such a large and ambitious project.
Miniatures was always on the table, and community always wanted that, and I totally get that. And besides the complexity and cautious stance that I had, there was also a concern about the spaces, as they were quite small. How would the miniatures be on those small spaces? I was concerned how much details would be visible on the miniatures themselves. Yeah. So I didn't had any experience, but it was even more than a year ago that I worked with some really great modelers, and because I reached to them and explained the context where we are with the game, with the project, and that I wanted to go with the miniatures this time. And after a lot of discussion, examples, they showed the case that Machina Arcana is ready for miniatures this time.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's not necessary. The game is perfect with the standees, but we love the plastic. We love the plastic. You think how is play this game with the minis? Pues now with the Vivarium. Is a reality, no? A reality. Okay, let's then show the game found. The game found. Aquí está. Okay. Aquí. Okay. Woo! 13A2000. And 465 is crazy. It's crazy, no, Juraj?
I don't know. I mean, yes, I don't look at that semaphore too much. My eyes are in the comment sections most of the time, because that was even before the project has started. I went all in with this, and that meant what I can create with this project, what can I bring to this project? And there were so many ideas, so many concepts that I wanted to materialize. And my hope was that I want to bring this project to a new level and to bring to loyal fans everything I want to bring to them. So I didn't know if we were going to fund, but I know that I want a vision that I want to materialize. The success, the evident success, gives me some kind of okay, we're funded. Then let's get back to work. Like, in a way, I don't want to be fixed on the number.
Okay.
My biggest concern was, are we going to get funded? If that's a checkbox, yes, okay, then let's go
to work. Yeah.
Let's get to work. And that's my biggest.
Yeah, my worth is not about the numbers. It's about the successful of this game. The community like this game, and in the first Kickstarter. You quedaste contento? Are you happy with the first Kickstarter? And now you happy on 2,953 person follow the project and support you, and this is very happy too, no?
Totally. And it's interesting that the comments and the reading so much positive messages from the comments, that's what makes me the happiest person. And it's really, well, it's not interesting, it's logical that the community, the positive feedback, this is what really brings that kind of a euphoric happiness to me, because the numbers are just numbers, but people, those connections, and this is what I mean. That's what makes me a really happy designer, a project lead.
We are very happy to see the flag of Spain. I ask you, the collaboration is with the Maldito Games again?
And no, we won't be working with them again. I think they have changed a little bit from more complex games to a more, I wouldn't say even party games, but more simpler games. And I do think maybe in that way, Machina Arcana is not really compatible with what they had in mind for the future for Maldito. So we are in the talks with another Spanish publisher, of course. And even if that will not be the case, we will definitely have a Spanish language version, of course.
A ver si lo he entendido. I'll try to understand you. This time, no is collaborate with the Maldito Games. No?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. It's overdue. Is the translation responsibility and distribution.
I think, I hope that we will have a Spanish publisher. We are in talks with one publisher, so I think they will then carry the title to our Spanish audience.
Okay, so from here to call the publisher, okay, to help with the distribution in Spanish, is correct?
We already have a potential Spanish publisher.
Okay.
You know, it's all now a negotiation and that phase.
Okay. No, you have one of them, no? Okay.
Yeah.
It's now in a middle of negotiation.
Correct. But what I'm saying is, even if we don't reach a contract, we will still be responsible then on our own. We will collaborate with a Spanish team of professional translators who will then create a Spanish version.
Okay, when you take the deal, when you take the deal, please write me and tell me an exclusive before.
Okay.
For the channel. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Now with the game found. This look is amazing. Like always, this is the tiles perfect. The standard is perfect. The design, the miniatures. Oh my God! Alexandra is responsable también. Es la creadora. Is the creator of the design of miniatures.
Well, miniatures are based on the art from our artists. And we are collaborating with modelers, with 2 team of modelers. We have Punga Miniatures. They have 9 modelers working with us. And we have Mike and Irini. They're from Greece. They also worked on a number of miniatures. So they are the ones who made the models. I did the renders, needed to learn Blender in order to create the set, and myself and Alexandra then creatively created that shot.
Okay. Immersive comics raw, deep tactical gameplay, and replayability. Now talk about the new rules about the narrative, a true horror experience. That's in the channel hemos visto esto ya en el canal por lo menos 3 o 4 veces. In the channel no nos cansamos de ver we don't tire to see the game found. This is the Vivarium expansion. My English is terrible.
It's fine. Don't worry.
What is the new in Vivarium expansion, please?
The biggest change that you can see from the expansion is exploration decks. So that means that through all of those years, it was always the same card types. And, you have chapters, you have items, you have events, monsters, and explorers. And that's it. But with the Vivarium, there are 3. The first one is terrains. So you will augment your existing map tile from a deck of 4x4, like small terrains. So that's the first card type. The second card type is, if you go a little bit down, it's with the environments. So that means you will augment also the map tile with some rules. So the first one was changing the layout, bringing a couple of action spaces, or hiding.
Now is the moment of the decision of the story, or is this after?
So you will place and you will play those exploration decks every time you explore a new map tile.
Okay.
So you will place a terrain card on a newly explored map tile. Then you will place an environment on a map tile to augment it with some special rules. And then also you will resolve an encounter. An encounter is like a mini story, but with much more detailed resolution. Because with events are small cards, and you are quite limited in order how complex can an encounter be. So the encounter is really like a small story. And all of these cards are not in any way like linked or used in other components. So they're modular. So what does that mean? So that means you can use them in any edition, in any scenario, and you can use just 1 or 2 or 3 of those decks.
So this marvelous, and a lot of work, a lot of work.
It's a full-time job. That's all I do. Just obsess about the game, about the details, and how to bring it to the next level. Yeah.
Ole. See, this great. Yeah. This is special for me, but this is the slot with share up the scenario, but in this moment, or after the play, or during the play, you can change another path, one path, another path, and this is conditional for the future story.
Yes, correct. So that's besides the exploration decks, besides those small rules, a big change is how you actually play the scenario. Before, each scenario card, chapter card, was like, it had 3 parts. First part is illustration, then you had the text, and then you had the rules. And now it's changed, because before there was a lot of text for the chapters, and it can be a bit dense at times, heavy language, and sometimes it didn't really sit well with people who just want a much faster play. So I changed that a bit and changed from that language heavy to a more like a comic book feel and immersive play. So that means it's much more active, much more dynamic, much more easier to progress. And
you can regulate the difficulty.
Yes, correct. And there are two things how the player agency is improved. By the way, do you hear sometimes the thunderstorms in the background? No?
What?
You don't? Oh, you don't hear. So there are some thunderstorms in the background. And but if you don't hear that, then that's fine. So there are two ways to increase the player agency. First one is, as you said before, with the branching. For example, in the beginning, you can choose if you want an easier or if you want a harder game. And then the game itself will then instruct you what to do, whatever you choose. You can then have a branching, like you will have a decision. Do you want to help this small child in a that's crying in the dungeon, or you see his lies and he's a monster, so you attack the child? one example,
Okay.
So
how many hours do you think is a lot of Vivarium? Is the full of Vivarium? What many hours of play?
it will mostly depend on unlock stretch goals, because at the moment we have two scenarios with one contamination, more like sci-fi scenario, that's currently still waiting to be unlocked. Maybe if you go to stretch goals, you will see what I'm talking about. And this one, contamination. I'm not sure how it says.
Okay.
And this is also what I wanted to introduce, not just a normal like icy mountain as before the scenarios were, but I wanted to explore different settings. And for this time, I want to add more sci-fi scenarios. And you said how many hours? Well, currently, as
more or less. And you mean just with if you run one scenario through just one branch, I would say it's going to be much shorter than the previous scenarios, because I want it to be more episodic and shorter. Okay.
So we are talking about 2 hours, 1.5 hour, something like that, for a single scenario, not 3 to 4 hours. So
Okay.
to shorten them.
Okay. The deep of the new narrative, the deep with the new faction Sentinel, Half of the Bliss. This is a new level of narrative, and we can to discover another layer of the game. No.
Yeah, correct. And although the scenarios will be episodic, so there's going to be like a short horror story contained in one scenario, there will be overarching elements, lore elements that will be sparsely, sprinkled across the scenarios. So
Okay. Tell me.
well, you know your stuff already, so you know about the Sentinel, House of Bliss, those actors, the good guys. Or I don't think we have like a really good guys in a way in the story. So
Okay,
the good guys are more like explorers, but as players. But even them, they all have some kind of I wouldn't even call like a dark side, but they are much more complex characters than just your typical, good heroes.
Okay. That is marvelous. This is one of my favorite cards. With this illustration, it is awesome. Pues this is the pledge. This is the one question. One more question. The veteran box is a good idea. Do you what is the origin of the idea?
Well, the origin is for my beautiful community, I need to give back. And this is how I do that, not with words, but with action. And with such a simple and accessible pledge, I give them the option to use their existing content to upgrade into an ultimate experience.
Yeah.
And with the veteran box, they get all the new stuff, all the upgrades, without the need to rebuy anything that they had before.
Okay, the price of the every pledge is very adjust for the time is running. What do you think?
Well, I think it's maybe even a little bit more cheaper than it should be, in my opinion.
No, it's the Vivarium expansion. The core is a great price for the new players. It's an opportunity to enter this world, this Marvel world. This is a perfect dungeon crawler. What do you expect?
Yeah. I totally agree, and it's a game that you always discover something more, and the more you play, the idea is that the more interesting and the more immersive and the better it becomes for you.
Yeah, all the accessories and this is here.
Oh, you see?
Ugly game.
No, that's muy buen.
Thank you for to put the video.
Thank you. I mean, your content is amazing, and
the arte, el arte, en fin, todo. With this is or other favorite miniature. But okay, you're right.
Oh, you said it correctly. You said it perfectly.
Oh yeah. Pues ha salido solo. Okay. What is the future? With the future, now you know. I know you. Focus in work now the Vivarium, but another project. What's in the future of Jurai and a drama is the name of the yeah,
Adrima Games.
Adrima. Okay.
Even after the previous Kickstarter To Eternity ended, the 3rd edition, I started working on a new game, a completely new game, but that it's set up in the same Machina Arcana universe, but it's a completely new game. While on the other hand...
Tell me an exclusive. Please tell me an exclusive. Another.
Okay,
a little bit.
So the name of the project is Signal. And I've been working for years now on that project. But only after a year ago, I pivoted, and I got back to Machina Arcana to create a Vivarium, to create everything I thought the Machina Arcana needs to reach its final phase.
Okay.
And then I can focus on Signal, because
it's the moment to the back to the Signal.
Yeah. And the Signal is again a cooperative. It's a horror. It's an adventure, but it's an RPG, and it's a comic book kind of a RPG. So with Machina Arcana, you need a lot of time to go into the game with rules. There are things to take care of.
Yeah.
But the Signal is the other way around. So I wanted to create a casual experience, but not casual in terms of easy experience, but an experience that is so immersive and so, but it has also a lot of layers, so that it creates some kind of a, like you're really in the story. What I'm trying to say is with Machina Arcana, it's a lot of tactical element.
Yeah.
So the tactical is a very big part. Yeah. But with Signal is more about the story, with branching, with player agency, but also your own development. Think of it maybe as some kind of a Call of Cthulhu RPG.
But this is a board game or RPG book?
Yeah, not a pen and paper. No pen and paper. It has tokens, figures, and books and all of that. Yeah.
It's like an RPG. Okay.
Correct, but it's a much smaller and much more accessible, so you can just start playing it.
Is the same universe of Machina Arcana, or is it the future?
Same universe, and that's why also the miniatures I want to create now, because the miniatures are going to be the same. So once you have miniatures for Machina Arcana, you have them for Signal as well. So you don't need to
wait. I can wait.
Yeah.
Sound great. The last question. Questions. In the speed questions, ¿no? Speed question. A ver si te las puedo hacer bien en inglés. A ver. The Machina Arcana favorite explorer and why?
I like Philip a crafter from the core, because he can deal a lot of damage with his increased.
Para mí el artesano.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've seen the can I show you the so I think I'm gonna have today a project update where I will show my backers the painted miniatures, and how can I show you, like here? Can I show you Artemis, how it looks like?
Yeah, in the for the mail.
For the mail, or just in the share my. Okay. Like present. Can I present? Share.
In the actualizaciones.
Yeah, let's see. Select window or screen. Do you see this?
Okay. Oh, yes. It's great. Oh my god. Oh. Hastur. Ahí está. Oh, that's great. It's marvelous. I want everything. Mod's favorite horror in the bestiary.
You mean the monster?
Yeah.
I like Azathoth because it can just destroy an explorer, like not even attack, just destroy the explorer. But it can also give you item. You roll. You can roll to be destroyed or to be gifted with an item. So I like that kind of extreme.
Okay. Playtesting moment that almost made you abandon the project. In this case.
Oh, it never was like that. But I would say in the beginning, like in the first edition, I struggled with how to present the map tiles. So there was a lot of variations, a lot of versions, much smaller map tiles, and then you combine, and as you go, you explore and you build even a big dungeon. And it was a struggle to create and to come up with the idea of big map tiles, but to also have a 2x2.
No,
and
the gestión in other case, the gestión of the monster, of the event, of the track to grow the amenaza. Is brilliant because the monster is subject to the azar. No, it's a constant make a monster every turn. It's brilliant because in the table no more of 3 monster. it's a chill play to Machina Arcana. It's a very good experience.
I agree.
Essential soundtrack for the perfect session.
Machina Arcana soundtrack, of course.
Ah, okay.
You didn't listen to Machina Arcana soundtrack?
No.
What are you waiting for?
I see one. Hay una banda sonora de Machina Arcana. Una
Sí. No playlist. We worked with one guy who made a soundtrack for Machina Arcana.
Expresamente para Machina Arcana.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, pues la pondremos en la descripción. We put in the box of the
Spotify, YouTube, iTunes. It's available. Yeah, you can just check it and listen to it.
Okay, fantastic. And the last one, if you could invite any horror write to Machina Arcana session, what would choose? Evident, apart H.P. Lovecraft.
Well, Alan Moore, I like him more like a comic book writer, and he's not specifically like a horror writer.
It's good. Yeah.
But that would be my choice.
Good election. Jurai, is a grand pleasure for me. You stay in my house. Sorry for my English. At finish we make for what? Do you feel right with the interview? Okay.
You were a perfect host, and as always, I'm enjoying your content. And this conversation, it was everything that I hoped for. And your English is much better than my Spanish pronunciation.
It's like the Indian or the how.
No, it's fine, totally fine. Okay. So thank you for the invite, and thank you for the opportunity to present the game that I'm so proud of, and I can't wait to bring to table to all the beautiful people who already pledged.
The work, el trabajo lo merece y el juego lo merece. O sea que el trabajo, your work is good, and this is the reason for in this channel and for my community love this kind of game. No, my community is a thematic channel, a board game solo and cooperative, but prefer solo. And this is ideal. This is a perfect game for my community, and
thank
this
you.
is
Thank
the
you
reason.
So much.
Así que your God is perfect. This is your house for another time, another occasion, ¿no?
Anytime.
Estás invitado. Y we follow the game phone. We follow the process. If you need me for to show any question, I'm here.
Got it.
Okay. Yuray, un abrazo grande. Un abrazo.
Gracias.
Otro para Alexandra también. Felicítala de mi parte y all the team. Okay.
Absolutamente.
Ahí está. Y nos vemos en la siguiente entrevista. Y tú, si lo estás viendo en diferido, márcate un like como este. Follow, comment. Aquí ya ves que manejamos los idiomas perfectamente. My English is perfect. Comment, subscribe and other question. Gracias por estar ahí. Como siempre os digo, sean buenos, no me sean infieles y jueguen mucho. Chao, Yuray. Chao, thank you. Chao, hasta luego.